This is what a Bauer Studio projector looks like. Here are the T610, one of the last and highest quality Super 8 projectors. Film Digital develops and sells film transfer equipment for Super 8, regular 8 and 16 millimeters. If we take off the cover, we see that the projector has already been modified by Film Digital. Here, a cable for the special LED system has already been built in, and at the back, there is the DMX connector for the LED control panel located above the socket for the speed fine control. For projectors that have not been converted and can also be used, you can install the LED with a flying lead from the outside. The advantage of this LED is that not only the brightness, but also the color temperature can be regulated and stored in small steps. The optics fit into the shaft on Bauer and some other brands. For projectors with wider lens shafts, Film Digital manufactures custom sleeves. As cameras for the film transfer, you can use thanks to the different adapter mounts consumer cameras that have a video mode and interchangeable optics. However, if you want to use unmodified projectors that only run at 18 and 24 frames per second, you should use cameras with a free selectable shutter time. We especially recommend the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras and the Panasonic Lumix GH5 and GH6 series. Both camera series have a micro Four Thirds sensor and an MFT mount, or with Blackmagic also partly a Canon EF mount. Film Digital supplies mounts and spacer rings for Canon, Sony, Panasonic, Blackmagic, and Fuji cameras. If you want to use a full-frame camera, you need the 5006 optic. For all other sensor sizes, the 5007 optic will do. All sensor sizes from micro Four Thirds on provide very good image quality during transfer. When comparing the sensors, you can see directly why you should never use industrial cameras. 90% or 95% of the sharpness can be achieved by moving the camera in and out of the shaft, preferably always with the magnification function of the camera. Then you can fix the optics in the shaft. If the Bauer projector does not have the two screws, you can remove the focus knob of the projector and work with a small threaded screw underneath. Directly on the camera mount is the C-mount ring, which can be used to center the image on the monitor. Simply loosen two of the four screws slightly with the Allen key provided. Move the camera and then tighten the screws again. Between the C-mount ring and the camera mount, there are sometimes only a few spacer rings in order to adjust the image size exactly to the sensor. Now the image is centered and almost sharp. We achieve the final fine-tuning with the orange focus ring. We now connect an SSD hard disk, for example Samsung T5 or Samsung T7. Then we check the camera settings again. ISO can be between 100 and 400 for micro Four Thirds cameras depending on the film. The white balance is best set firmly to outside and the frame rate should be 50p if possible. But the most important thing is the shutter speed to avoid such horizontally wandering stripes or flicker. So either set the projector to 18 frames per second and the shutter speed to 1/54 seconds, or choose a modified projector with 16.66 and set the shutter speed to 150 seconds, which any camera can do. By the way, it is also important to always observe the correct playback position of the projector and the correct playback speed. So now we are ready for the film transfer. But wait, what about the sound? Film Digital offers various sound cables on request, which you can connect to the 5-pin DIN output on the projector and to the other side with the sound input of the camera or with a mixer in between. If you want to improve the sound quality, it is important to control the sound input manually. The sound source must also be selected in the camera menu. The recorded audio track should also be switched on at the projector. For stereo projectors, also pay attention to the sound balance, as a file format ProRes is recommended if you don't want to do much post-processing or Blackmagic RAW. If you want to do extensive post-production in DaVinci Resolve, as you can see here, you should actually flip the image vertically in post-production. But there is a trick. You can simply connect the HDMI output of the camera to the computer. We do this here via Camlink 4K, and then you can control the recording with the freeware OBS Studio and mirror it in advance. This saves you any post-processing. You can find more videos on this and many other topics in our YouTube channel, or you simply take part in our free webinar. Finally, here is a summary of the most important points.
like that.